joy and to sorrow. The Alacoques, like all good parents, loved all of their children equally. But like most parents, they could not help having a slight weakness for one of them, Margaret, their only daughter. Everyone, even her 3 older brothers, made a pet of the bright-eyed little girl. For older brothers to admire a little sister speaks very well for the little sister. Margaret was a natural-born tomboy. She could ride and fish and walk fences just as well as Jean and Claude and Chrysostome. Together the 4 children would roam through the wild woods that surrounded their home and make up wonderful stories and games about knights and dragons. The Alacoques were the happiest, most affectionate family imaginable. Monsieur Claude Alacoque, Margaret's father, was a lawyer and notary. He was a gentle, soft-spoken man, a little too gentle sometimes in the matter of collecting his fees, but the family was comfortably well off. Their estate at L'Haute-Cour, the rambling old buildings and farmlands called Les Jeannots, was one of the finest in the parish of Varosver. It was in this small Burgundian town, some 200 miles south of Paris, that Margaret Alacoque was born on July 22nd, 1647. When the new baby arrived, Madame Fautrière, the great lady of the nearby castle of Courchevel, offered to be her godmother. This was a great honor. It showed how deeply respected Claude Alacoque and his wife, Philibert, were among their neighbors. As the little girl grew older, her noble godmother grew to love her as though she were her own daughter. When Margaret was 4 years old, Madame Fautrière urged her parents to let the child come to the castle of Courchevel for a long visit. Madame Alacoque is not strong, the lady said persuasively. She has the new little Jacques to care for, and those great noisy boys to wear her out. Come, dear friends, do this favor for a lonely woman. Share your treasure. What Madame did not add was that she wanted to get Margaret away for a little while from the very unpleasant neighbors who lived in the farm building adjoining the Alacoques' comfortable house. These dreadful people, alas, were Monsieur Alacoque's relatives, so that Madame could not complain too much about them, crude and coarse as they were. She wondered how such a fine man could have come from such a family. I hope that woman never has anything to do with bringing up my little Margaret, she thought one day, as she heard shrill-voiced Grandmother Alacoque screaming at one of the farm hands. So Margaret, scrubbed and polished within an inch of her life, was duly delivered to the chateau of Courchevel by her proud father. It is good to have a little girl in this house again, Madame Fautrière said to Margaret when she had the child to herself. So good. My own little girls are far away from me.